mawili ya majeshi nchini inaendelea.
AK-630 6-barrel weapon, which is a range of up to 5 kilometers. Sir, this vessel is the one which will sail it when we wish to. The next class of ships.
She's inviting you to sail it.
Okay. Okay. Sir, the next class of ship is the Nyayo class of ships. There are two of this kind, Nyayo and Umoja. Your Excellency, these vessels are 56 meters long with a crew capacity of 45 personnel and an endurance of 14 days at sea without breastplate. It has a maximum speed of 45 knots and they were commissioned.
So it is faster than this one?
Yes, sir. Okay. It's faster because it's smaller and it has 4 inches. This one has 2 inches. Okay. And this is made in time because it requires operations which require a lot of speed. For example,
This one.
This specific like this one. They were commissioned in 1987. Now serving 36 years. Initially, the vessel were fitted with automatic missiles, which were having a range of up to 150 nautical miles, but they were later commissioned, and now the vessel have a main weapon, which is 76mm gun, 76mm gun, which uses this kind of arm. It has a range of 17 kilometers.
Just like this one?
Yes. And at the rear of the ship, there is a twin-barrel 30mm weapon, which is an air, a range of 5 kilometers. Your Excellency, the next class of ships is the Shujaa class of ships. There are two of this kind, Shujaa and her sister Shupavu. They are 58 meters long, crew capacity of 56 personnel and endurance of 14 days at sea, maximum speed of 25 knots, and they were commissioned in 1997, now 26 years of service. Sir, currently the sister ship of Shujaa is undergoing refit at the Shipyard Limited. Okay. That therefore cutting the cost of taking our ships out there. Sir, the next class of ships is...
Where? The shipyard, where?
Sir, the next class of ship is river class of ships, Galana and Sister Tana. These ships are 63 meters long, crew capacity 26 personnel, endurance of 28 days at sea, and a speed of 15 knots. They came into service in 1994. Sir,
a lot more.
Yes.
And the fewer.
That is, if you look at the banner there, sir, these ships are used for logistic purposes. And they actually are the ships that are used to land our troops in Ismail, that's the capital of Ismail. And together with other ships, all these ships have been involved in various operations. For instance, Operation Revenge, Operation Sledge Armor, and Operation Indarafiki, among other operations. Okay. Your Excellency, for us to operate efficiently on board the ships, I wish to show you various equipments that we use on board. The wheel, which is used for steering the ship, just like the steering tables. We have the gyro compass, which is used to show direction and navigate the ship. This is the anchor. The anchor is used to move the ship temporarily at sea. Sir, this is the propeller. The propeller is used to move the ship forward or backward. This is the ship bell, which is used for signaling and timekeeping on board. Sir, all these ships are fitted with modern equipment for navigation, which are basically computers, and they use global positioning systems, GPS, which can be covered. In the Navy, we emphasize on the use of classical methods of navigation. These are the equipment used in classical navigation. This one is called the sextant. The sextant is used for the astronavigation, whereby we compute the position of the ship by using every bodies like the stars, the sun, and the moon. We plot them on the paper charts using this slide rule and to get the position of the ship without interference with the electronic controls. Sir,
are you saying this one is manual, but actually
manual and sure.
Okay, there.
That one
It can be,
can be tampered with,
and then you can get lost, and machines can fail.
Yes, sir.
Like the vein na huko kwa katikati ya maji unapotea.
Use this one.
If you don't have this, una jump.
We emphasize on this one. Your Excellency, the Kenya Navy has a clearance diving unit. The unit is very instrumental in underwater operations, surface operations, and search and rescue. For example, this unit has been deployed in various operations in and out of the country. If, in 1996, during the amphibious conflict in Lake Victoria, where a lot of people lost lives, our divers were deployed there. In the year 2000, the divers were deployed in Abidjan, in Ivory Coast, where
Kenya.
yes, sir. And in Lake Nakuru, the helicopter crashed. And then in 2019, the divers were deployed in Congo for salvage operations. Sir, for divers to work efficiently, they are equipped with various equipment. This one here, sir, is called a service supply diving equipment.
Two things, eh?
Yes,
First, pale Nakuru, did we manage to recover the bodies?
we recover the bodies and
Plus the aircraft.
yes, yes.
They were pulled out.
Yes, sir.
All the bodies.
All the bodies were recovered.
Okay, na pale, it took a bit of a while, pale. What was the issue?
The issue was that some of these equipment were not procured. We now have this equipment which will help divers to stay a long time.
Oh yeah, so the body had gone
So deep and the waters were dark. It was not easy for them to stay in the water because they were using this type of equipment.
But did we manage to recover it? Finally.
Yes.
But now with this, you can do it faster.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, this is a diver recall system which is used by scuba divers for communication with the surface. This is called a sonar, which is for measuring the depth before divers dive.
Okay.
Sir, this is a complete dressed up scuba diver equipment. This one is scuba diving method. This one has a units. Sir, this is yes. Sir, this is an 8-man beach boat with a 25 horsepower outboard engine. This one is used by the divers for launching and recovering the operation. And again, these boats are used in beach landing, our special expedition. They were used in operations like helicopter. Your Excellency, one of the approaches to obtaining mission readiness is training. Kenya Navy is equipped with a training college, the Kenya Naval Training College. The college trains our soldiers in various courses, for example, training course, diving course, weapon course, communication course. And the college also is equipped with a state-of-the-art modern, the only one in Eastern Central Africa, simulator.
Oh,
Yes,
you have a
full
simulator
mission
there?
simulator. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's
So
good.
this simulator, sir, is used
So the simulator we were talking about was for interpretation. Oh, because now you have this one for that. And then you have the red.
you don't have one
Okay.
Your Excellency, with this simulator, the college is able to offer various courses in the Navy which are certified by the international market.
Mainly
To change the
but just nothing. Sometimes to South Africa. Okay, thank you.
My name is Catherine Mutai, Project Management Officer at Kenya Shipyards Limited. Sir, I'll be the exhibitor for this particular time, taking you through the display and the various activities that we take part as Kenya Shipyards Limited. Your Excellency, Kenya Shipyards Limited was incorporated on 29 September 2020 and was mandated to lead and catalyze the development of a new shipbuilding industry with a focus on meeting local demand, that is from Kenya Navy and ministries, departments and agencies that have maritime assets. Consequently, we were looking at the prospect of attracting regional clients and private sector clients who are in the maritime sector. Your Excellency, since our inception, we have been able to take part in various activities, that is the construction of Mombasa Shipyard, which is located at Kenya Navy Base Butongo and has the capability of docking a vessel of up to 150 meters in length. Your Excellency, it is at this shipyard that we're currently refitting Kenya Navy ship Shupavu, which is a vessel owned by the Kenya Navy. The vessel previously was scheduled for midlife refit, and as per program would have gone to Europe for the midlife refit, but is now currently being done here in Kenya by local companies, thus creating employment for our youth. Your Excellency, we also have a shipyard in Kisumu Shipyard, Your Excellency. The Kisumu Shipyard has been rehabilitated from existing infrastructure, some dating up to 1901. Your Excellency, it is at this shipyard that we're currently constructing a 100-meter long wagon ferry, MV Ruto, which is estimated to carry a carrying capacity of 1,800 tons. Your Excellency, this particular vessel, not for the cargo. Yes, sir. This particular vessel, Your Excellency, is expected to offset the increased demand of petroleum products from our neighboring country, Uganda, which is currently being met by MV Ruto, the only wagon ferry. Your Excellency, this is the desired end state after construction of that particular vessel. During our engagements in the maritime sector, Your Excellency, we've been able to make some milestones that have impacted the maritime sector in a big way. In our arrival at Kisumu Shipyard, Your Excellency, this was the state of Lake Victoria, having heavily been infested by water hyacinth. Your Excellency, as Kenya Shipyards, we came in and took out the hyacinth in order to allow for water transport and fishing activities to increase in the area. And this is the aerial view of Lake Victoria as it is today, Your Excellency. Further investigation, Your Excellency, showed that the blockage at Mbita Causeway was what was causing the proliferation of the hyacinth due to high sedimentation upstream and also stagnation of water. Your Excellency, the causeway was then re-engineered to allow for an overpass, and then all the material on the ends was dredged out. Kenya Shipyards Limited was mandated to oversee the dredging of the Mbita Causeway, and this is the actual state of Mbita Causeway, allowing for water to flow from one end to another, thus increasing fishing activities and water transport, Your Excellency. Okay. We have also partnered with Kenya Railways in the rehabilitation of locomotives. The initial figure was 31 locomotives. Your Excellency, we've been able to deliver 6 of those locomotives. But during our engagement, Your Excellency, we realized that the locomotives are using old technologies. Therefore, we shifted the concept to remanufacturing, thus adopting new, modern, and up-to-date technologies in order to improve the efficiency of the rail transport.
Okay. What did that entail? What did you have to do?
Previously,
you still use some parts of the old, but you improve the...
Yes, sir. Previously, Your Excellency, before we shifted the concept, all we did was overhaul of the engines and painting of the superstructure. But currently, Your Excellency, we're introducing new engines that are of more efficient, yes, in terms of fuel consumption. Just what we're reusing is the bogie, which is the platform on which the train sits on. Okay. Yes, sir.
And then you also engineer the body.
We engineer the body. Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. We are also interested in the train. Oh yes. Okay. Okay. Very good.
As Kenya Shipyards Limited, we are a key player in allowing for Kenya to realize the potential of the blue economy. The blue economy has sectors which are users of maritime vessels and maritime assets. As Kenya Shipyards Limited, we have the capability to construct, refit, maintain, and repair these vessels to allow for all players in this sector to work efficiently. Your Excellency, that will be the end of my presentation. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
So, as you have seen in our government strategy, we have
Yes, Your Excellency, we do. We have partners who have enabled us with engineering designs. In terms of implementation, it helps us in that we reduce the cost of labor by doing it at home. Then, having it, owning it as Kenyans, then Your Excellency, we'll be able to attract more owners, local owners, Kenyan owners, to help us in the exploration of this. Currently, with the two facilities that we have in Mombasa and Kisumu, we have youths who have been trained on specialized skills in maritime construction of vessels. Just an example, two that we're currently constructing in Kisumu shipyard, we're using our welders, our painters, we're using our electricians to do all the outfitting. Only what we're getting from our expatriates, our partners, is the technical transfer in terms of knowledge to enable us to be able in a few years to do it on our own. Yes.
So you think in the foreseeable future we can build a ship that can go to the front how far do you see that happening? 1 year, 3 years?
We've already begun, Your Excellency, with Ruto, but with future prospects, as we attract more clients, we'll be able to design modern vessels to exploit such areas. So it will be a journey of about 5 to 10 years that will fully harness the potential, but we'll surely have the next step.
So if we gave you a contract for us the first ship, that is the plan, would see the steps of harnessing the resources.
Yes, we are able to do that, Your Excellency.
Yeah.
Currently, we have 2 shipyards in the past, medium size, basically. So we have what it takes.
You are building the technological know-how.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Together with the working with you.
Currently, the shipyard is working with the dam shipyard. In terms of skills transfer, also certified the issues of certification for our expert here. That was what was lacking. Because for me to put a ship out to sea must have been done by certified.
Okay. And what are you doing to get more technicians knowledge so that we can give schools of people with the expertise using technology transfer, local learning?
Your Excellency, we have a few universities who do some of the marine engineering and other skills.
Okay.
We give them the opportunity to do industrial engineering, the shipyard, and so we are building. We see ourselves in a good position in a short time.
We should have a competition.
Yes, sir.
Because we have as much territory in the sea, almost. And you know, the one in the sea, there is no. That is the future.
And the resources out there are huge.
And
Yes, sir.
there's a surveillance system for that.
illegal fishing. See them.
But even as we go for them, we don't exploit the resources, others will. So the strategy is let us build the capacity to exploit the resources, and then progressively those people will know this is a no man's land, this has its owners, so they will try and they will go.
Exactly.
But why do we want a huge task of keeping people out and we are not
It's a very expensive exercise. The Excellency will fly sometimes over water surface.
everybody is doing everything.
Like Victoria. Like Victoria.
Yes.
Fly over.
There's nothing going on.
They're fishing, they're catching. You can have an in the ship, in the sea. They sell
When they finish the flight. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
And then, oh, yes,
in case wanahitaji bado si unachukua equipment. Hiyo hapa ni kidogo alafu 10-15 minutes. Lakini unajua hapa huwezi ingia. Okay. So the next one hapa watakuwa peke yao. Alafu hata nikiza ndani I don't know whether you can see anything. No, inaweza. Inaweza. But kama ni yao still okay. Maybe tulie pale kwa pale mbele. Still okay.
Asanteni sana bendi yetu ya Yellow Wagoners kwa burudani yenye kufana zaidi. Hivi sasa nitaelekeza studio waweze kutuletea burudani, kisha baadaye nitawaleta wenzetu Yellow Wagoners. Studio tafadhali.
Aganes chongo, aganes wege, aganes indubutwa. Yanza welinde mama wechunge nenda banduba usaba. Yanza welinde mama wechunge nenda banduba tama. Yanza uninde na njelele titi kalundo. Yanza uninde na njelele titi kalundo. Baida, baida, umana inyanya, umana mabele, umana indumbu. Yanzo mudara mukata, mudara mubango, mudara mubwaba. Tumisa mubesimu, aiswe, onanga. zindubutswa yanza welinde mama wechungene ndabanduba usaba.
Just in case you have just joined us, that has been a live coverage for the past 1 hour or so of the Laikipia Air Base. Today being the 12th edition of the Kenya Defence Forces, a day earmarked to celebrate our gallant men and women in uniform mandated in fortifying our borders, that is the Kenya Defence Forces. This year, as you have seen on your screen, is being celebrated or commemorated at the Laikipia Air Base. The Commander-in-Chief, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto, there flanked by his Deputy Rigathi Gachagua and Defence nominee Aden Duale. Well, earlier on, we have seen that there has been a display of military artifacts, just to give an insight of what the military is all about, being the first major duty that the president has done since taking over office last month. Well, he has also paid respect or homage to fallen Kenya Defence Forces soldiers and also inspected a guard of honor mounted by the Kenya Defence Forces. On your screen, as you can see, there are a host of politician leaders, Army, the Air Force and the Navy personnel. They're just waiting for the main speeches and the display. Remember, being his first assignment as the Commander-in-Chief, a major, actually major, as the defense, as the Commander-in-Chief of the Defence Forces, he will be mandated to ensure that he gives the Kenya Defence Forces a guideline of how things are going to be. In the last 10 years, we only had one Commander-in-Chief, who was the retired President Uhuru Kenyatta. Remember, last year, this event was celebrated at the Kahawa Garrison, where we saw a number of activities being there. We also had an air display, and this being Laikipia Air Force, this is something that we are expected. The soldiers themselves are seated waiting for the head of state, who, as I had indicated earlier, was earlier on, there was a display of military artifacts and being taken just being taken through some of the things that had been lined up in the today's program. And perhaps maybe to touch on what we expect, or just in case for those who have not been able to get this live feed since we started, is that they have already started with the display and the demos, which we are expecting that after now, you have seen that the VVIPs and the VIPs, and also, as you can see on your screen, choirs which lined up to entertain the guests, will be given an opportunity as soon as the official program kicks off at about any moment from now, as soon as the Commander-in-Chief is done with what he's doing right now, being shown around. Of course, a little bit later, we'll be having beating of the retreat, and there will be the movement of officers' mess. There will be a